And we have breaking news. We're learning why a mother may have killed two of her children, then stashed their bodies in a freezer.
Yeah, 7 Action News reporter Jeff Vaughn, he is live on Detroit's east side with the latest. Jeff, what are police thinking?
Well, Malcolm, good evening. That motive tonight is expanding. Sources tell me the mother accused of killing her two children and stuffing them in a freezer here at this condominium complex tried to keep it a secret so she could continue to draw child support from the state. Action News uncovering the latest details from all angles on the case of two children found dead in a freezer. As the bodies of the two siblings thaw at the medical examiner's office, their grandmother identifying the bodies, then talking to our Jonathan Carlson.
We just went to see, if it was her or not, and it was.
The names of the children in the freezer reported by Action News last night and positively identified today by police is Stony Blair, 13 at the time that she was placed in that freezer 2 years ago. Her half-brother, Stephen Barry, placed beside her at the age of 9, more than a year ago. Police say their mother, Michelle Angela Blair, confessed to killing the children. Blair's grandmother, Linda Dorsey, reacts to our cameras today.
I think she's basically sick, not too good at all.
The family tonight claiming the 35-year-old mother, called Angel by loved ones and friends, was abused as a kid, and fear that's why she may have abused her own children. Kicked out of her parents' house when she was 17 and pregnant with a tattoo on her chest that reads, "Trust no one." The motive for the killings, sources say, but not substantiated by police, is sexual abuse from the dead siblings onto the youngest of the two remaining siblings, a boy age 11, now in protective custody with the 17-year-old sister, keeping the secret from family and friends in a freezer behind the store at 804 St. Aubin of the Martin Luther King condo complex. Michelle Blair will appear in court tomorrow. However, she will not be charged with murder. That is yet to be determined as that autopsy is pending. However, she will appear in court and be charged with 4 counts of first-degree child abuse, 2 for the dead children and 2 for the surviving children. Sources tell me those 2 surviving children have signs of trauma. By the way, tonight they are in protective custody. Also, Michelle Blair will face 1 count of child abuse in the presence of another child, and that is a life felony. Reporting tonight from Detroit, I'm Jeff Vaughn, 7 Action News.
And with that breaking news, charges just issued against that mother who police say confessed to killing 2 of her children, then stored their bodies in a freezer.
And tonight we have team coverage, the Action News investigators all over the story. But we begin tonight with Jim Kirchner, who first broke the news about that confession from the mother on our website at WXYZ.com. Okay, Jim, what have you learned this afternoon?
Jeff, since we broke that and they have physical evidence, obviously, a lot of people are asking why no murder charges. The answer is simple. The autopsy has been delayed so that they could properly thaw the bodies, do a thorough exam to establish the cause of death. That could all happen tomorrow, including murder charges as early as tomorrow. The mom claimed in her confession that she killed her son and daughter because she claimed they sexually abused her youngest son around 7 or 8 years old at the time. My sources say that is inconclusive. One police source says he doesn't buy that mom's story. The 2 surviving kids, ages 11 and 17, knew their brother and sister were in the freezer in this apartment behind me. Now, Tori Childs is a longtime friend. She was the last friend Michelle Blair, this mom, talked to before she was arrested yesterday. She also knows that 17-year-old daughter. She says she did a great job of hiding the awful truth.
She was closed in. She acted like it was something on her mind, like she wanted to tell me and just couldn't. Like she was asking for my help, but when I was asking her, she wouldn't tell me, so I really couldn't pinpoint what it was.
Michelle Blair was arrested yesterday after a court officer showed up at her house to evict her. No one was home. He was checking belongings left behind before tossing them out when he found the freezer about waist high with 2 kids inside. According to police sources, Michelle confessed last night to strangling her then 8-year-old son in May of 2012, torturing or killing her daughter 9 months later because she claimed they had sexually assaulted the youngest son. The daughter would have been 15 this year. Police sources say they cannot substantiate that part of her confession. Not even her closest friends knew the 2 missing kids were right there in the freezer.
I don't even know what to say with that, cause it's like it would start, and it changes my views on the situation.
Officially, police won't discuss the sort of details of the case that is now getting national attention.
Well, I know all of you want all of the answers. We have an obligation to protect the integrity of this case so that justice is served through the prosecutorial and judicial process.
Now, another longtime friend who lives here and has known Michelle Blair for 15 years says she had a hard life, that Michelle told her that she was abused physically and sexually when she was a child by her family, by a babysitter, that she was kicked out when she got pregnant at 17. She had low self-esteem, and she had a tattoo on her chest that said, "Trust no one." This friend says she can understand that this mom might have snapped if the two kids were indeed sexually assaulting the youngest boy, but of course, that's no excuse for what could be murder charges as early as tomorrow. Jeff, Joanne?
Yeah, it's such a shocking story. Now, Jim, a lot of people don't understand how these school-aged children might have been missed at school when it came to abuse. What was going on there?
This mom gave two reasons why the kids weren't seen for this long of a period of time. She told some that they were living with another family member, an aunt, that they had moved out of this townhouse. Another story was they weren't in school because she was homeschooling them. Obviously, both of those stories now false.
And again, the autopsy, we think, when will those bodies be thawed enough for that to take place, Jim?
Could be as early as tomorrow, maybe going into Friday. They're going to be very delicate. They want to make sure they're very thorough in this case.
It's an incredible story, Jim. Thank you.
Two of our beautiful children down here in the Martin Luther King apartment because we don't want to pay attention or be nosy. But we do want to be nosy because we lost them. So this is a message I have for other communities. Be nosy. Pay attention. They're children. Yes. If it's not for the adults, for the children. Yes. They ain't got to be your kids. Even if they hide. I don't care who children they is. You sometimes have to be nosy.
It's so tragic. Like they was just at my house the other day. Like this is just bold.
I know I'm a mother of 10, and I know I've been in some trouble places in my life with my children before too. Well, I want to take my own life, so I know what trouble is. I know what
and some people are strong enough to handle that, and some people aren't. Because I've been in trouble places.
She was nice towards her kids. Like, she would give her last and everything else to her kids, but you just never know what really goes on behind closed doors. But I can say that the oldest who I went to school with, she was nice, she was quiet, stayed to herself, but she never gave them no freedom.
I knew the children when they was in her womb. So what did I know about her? I knew she was a beautiful young lady, that she was crying out for help and she didn't get the help.
All new tonight, balloons fly at the home of a mother and her 4 children. A banner on the door serving as a place for neighbors to leave their sympathies. But beyond the door, a horror nobody can imagine. 2 children found dead in a freezer. Residents of the Martin Luther King Apartments off St. Aubin tell Action News the frozen boy, age 11, named Stephen, and his sister, Stoney, age 14, were found after a bailiff served an eviction notice at a... Did that raise any concern with you?
No, since she kept him in the house all the time, we just thought like, oh, they just in the house chilling together. That's where they be, or they just at the store or at their auntie's or grandma's.
At their grandmother's house or auntie's house is what police sources say the mother may have used as an excuse as to where the dead children were when neighborhood kids asked to play. Sources also telling Action News the mother, identified as Michelle Angela Blair, called Angel by her friends, has confessed to killing her children and then placing them in her freezer. The boy in May 2012 and the girl 9 months later. The motive? The sources say the mother killed the 2 children after she says she found them sexually abusing the youngest boy. A woman we talked to today knew of the family abuse.
I'm like, Angel, why wouldn't you just give the kids to me? She like, Tori, I'm like, why you just didn't give them to me? We could have figured out something. She like, they was raping my son. They was raping my son.
God, please, no! No!